Hi Stampers, it's Christine from Christine's Stamping Spot. Thanks for joining me again for our Mystery Monday video. So today I wanted to showcase some of the papers that are being offered as part of our Sale-A-Bration promotion, which runs still until the end of September. So with any $60 purchase, you can earn one of these products in this brochure for free. And I saw this idea from Kylie Bertucci, who's an amazing demonstrator in Australia. She and her husband are great artists and demonstrators. And I'm going to show you her sample, and then I'm going to just sort of switch up the paper a little bit. But its color palette is primarily black and white, so I thought that was really striking because it's quite the rage right now. And the two papers we're going to use are this one on page 3 of the brochure, the Dazzling 6x6 specialty paper. And this is what it looks like. You get 8 sheets of it. And it is actually very thick, I've discovered. So it's great for, you can die cut from it. You can even color it with your blends if you wanted to switch up the color a little bit, or you could just use it as an accent on your project. So that's a free item. And the other one is, if I can find it here, oh, probably went right past it. This one, the Beautifully Penned 12x12 DSP. And that is what this looks like. Now, it's 12 sheets of 12x12. Typically, with the 12x12 pack, we have 6 designs and you get 2 of each design. But with this Sale-A-Bration pack, you actually get 3 designs, but you get 4 of each pattern. So that gives you a little more that you can work with on your projects, which is kind of nice. And because it's all black and white, like, you can color in some of these images if you wanted with your blends. So we have this one, this pattern, the scallop pattern, and the polka dot on one side. And on the back, you've got this, these other sort of nice leafy patterns, the florals, which you could also color, and some really neat stripes. So these are 2 great offerings in Sale-A-Bration if you are still interested in getting something for free. So the sample we're going to follow is this one. This was Kylie's card on her, I think she has it on her blog, but I saw it on one of our demo sites. So you can see how we're using the Dazzling, Dazzling paper for the florals, and then some other black and white. So I'll show you how we're going to put this together. So we are going to start with a piece of basic black cut at 11 by 5.5, or sorry, 11 by 4.25, scored at 5.5. And so our orientation will be sort of like a flip up here. And then we have 2 pieces of basic white. One is for the outside and one will be for the inside, which we will do later. So we can put that on. So we'll attach this here. And then we have 1 piece of that penned DSP, the black and white. I'm using the leaf pattern for the front. I wanted to see how that would look. And this is cut at 5 by 3 3/4, and I will post these measurements when I schedule this post. So we're going to add that. I don't know if there's real upside down to this one. I know the stripes, you'd have to be sort of conscious if you want your stripes to run this, horizontally or vertically when you cut your paper, but this one, it didn't really matter here so much. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to add another piece of black, but I want to emboss my greetings. So I'm going to also make a thank you kindly card. And I got that sentiment from the Delicate Dahlia stamp set. Now this is also a Sale-A-Bration item in the catalog, and it has some really nice little greetings and messages in there. So we are going to emboss that with with white embossing powder. So I'm just going to take my Versamark pad and and stamp my thank you kindly at the bottom. And then I'm going to grab my white embossing powder and give that a sprinkle just on over some scrap paper. Okay, give it a good flick to get off any extra powder. And then I'm just going to pour this back in so I don't make a mess. Close that back up. And then take our heat tool, and I'm just going to make some noise for a quick minute here. Our greeting, and the white just of course pops on this black, and it's a little bit shiny if you can see that. Okay, so then we can attach that onto our base. Now I'm going to pop this up with some dimensionals here. You don't have to, but I kind of wanted to give the card a little bit something extra here. It's a longer piece. I think I'll put some on the sides as well. Okay, so let's put that a little to the side. If you wanted it in the center, you could do that. I'm just going to stick mine to the side, sort of offset it a little bit, like so. All right, so now for this big flower image. So this was cut with the artistic dies, and it was this large one here. Okay, beautiful, beautiful die. And what I did was on the Dazzling paper, I did add an adhesive sheet on the back. I just thought it might be easier to sort of tack this down because it's so detailed. You know, if you put some dimensionals, you would see them. You could, though, just use some Tombow glue. That would also work really well, because I did find, because this Dazzling paper is so thick, like I ran this through the die cutting machine, you know, forward and backward twice. I probably could have done it a bit more because I had lots of little bits that I had to poke out with my take your pick tool. So that was actually what took the longest of this whole card, is just poking out some of those pieces. But it's your decision. It's a personal preference, whatever sort of adhesive you would like to use. Okay, so I did pre-punch all those little bits, and you can set this down any way you want on your card front. I think I'm just going to sort of pop it like this, making sure it doesn't go over the edge. And just give it a little press to get that adhesive attached to the black. This is going to hang over, so whether it tacks down or not, I'm not too worried about that. But I do want this part to be adhered here. And so it just gives it a woo, be dazzling, like the paper says. It just pops. All right, and if we don't have enough bling, I'm going to add a couple of rhinestones on the black. So I just have some old ones here I'm going to use up. So I think I'll just do about 3, maybe 2 at the top and maybe 1 here towards the bottom. Or if you wanted to use different gems or rhinestones, because when you look at this, it almost has a bit of a goldish tone to it when you put it up against the black and the white like this, but I still like how it looks. I think that's great. Okay, so now we'll just quickly add our inside piece. So we have our basic white, and then I just cut another strip of a different pattern from that DSP. This is 5 1/4 by about 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to add a little piece of that along the one side. You can decide, or if you wanted to run it along the bottom, that would be good too, just to kind of give it a little something. And then you can write your greeting. Oh, maybe I didn't cut this quite see. Oh, yeah, it is. So I'm just going to take my snips here and just trim this edge. Okay, no worries. So you can either stamp a greeting or you can write your greeting in here, whatever you'd like to do. And then I'm just going to put this on the inside. And that DSP makes it not quite so white, black and white. It gives it a little bit of something there. And there you go. There are the two versions of the Dazzling card. And I just really like how that turned out. The black and white is really, really striking and it looks great. So I will post the measurements like I said. I do have a host code for September, EN6HGJU4, and that can be used at checkout on my website at christineludwig.stampinup.net. And yes, Sale-A-Bration runs until the end of September. So if you would like to get some of these designer papers or bedazzling papers, this would also work really nice on some Christmas projects, I think. And yeah, please feel free to visit that website. And I hope you enjoyed that project. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. So I hope you have a great week and we will see you next time. Bye for now.